your way.
Yeah, just about every kind of amen you can think of.
God damn it, Zach.
What?
I just look up and you're coughing and waving smoke away like you're in a fucking dorm room.
Hello.
Hello.
The deepest of dish.
I was promised Zack wouldn't be here.
Well,
Oh,
he's
sorry.
leaving. He's leaving. Don't worry.
Strong entry, Trent. Strong entry.
Coming
I
in real
miss
hot.
you too.
What the fuck is that doing on my screen? Make it go away.
Wow. The love I feel in this room.
Got a timer, ladies and gentlemen.
We got 2 timers, actually.
We did not have a timer last time.
Well, we have a timer now because Daddy's back. Welcome.
You're not my daddy.
Yay.
No, I'm not your daddy. I'm going to help figure out who is going to claim legal responsibility for you, but not tonight.
You'll always be my daddy.
It's yet to be determined.
Exactly. Welcome, everybody, to episode 276 of the Camcast.
Hey.
The podcast that is, it's going through a lot right now, but hey, we're here drinking
We're
beer
Cheers.
or Jack and Coke or 2 kinds of rum in the same cup.
Yeah.
Add one more and it's a tiki drink.
Add one more. It's 4 horsemen.
Hey. And whatever Trent's drinking.
Diet Pepsi in an In-N-Out cup.
All right.
Living on the edge.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Zach.
On his
I'm
phone.
probably leaving very shortly.
All right. Well,
Booty call?
No, boss wants to go get dinner.
So
good.
it is a booty call.
Yeah, there it is.
Booty call.
Anyway, I am Mike, dear leader, Doc Taste, leader of men, herder of cats. Guy who will explain where the hell he was last week here in a little bit, but that'll come later. I'm joined, as always, by the good Colonel Eddie Dean himself, the chairman of the board, Zach Lords.
Traveling sucks.
Yeah, it does. Especially when you have to go through New Mexico. Fuck that place. Sorry, Officer Dan, but
It's so
fucking
bad.
sucks.
It's really bad.
It's a taupe purgatory.
It's so bad.
Anyway, then joining us from his lead brick lined bomb shelter or whatever it is he's got going on, it is the shadowy billionaire himself, Trent from Sandy, Trent Bray.
From Sandy.
Ahoy, hoy.
There it is. And joining us yet again, because they are the 2 most reliable bench players we've got, it is former excitable child, now the drunk Frenchman, as we have dubbed him. From Exhibition of Speed, it is Gavin Pouquet.
Also, ahoy hoy.
There it is.
Also wearer of shorts.
Yeah, damn right.
Wearing shorts.
Swim shorts.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey. All right, everybody. And probably wearing pants or hot pants. I don't know what he's got going on. One of the OGs. It is AJ Glasswalker. What's up, buddy?
I actually really dislike shorts, so I am wearing pants.
Okay, that works. Whatever it is you want to do, man.
I'm weird. I don't like my knees. They look funny.
Everybody's knees look funny. Nobody has ever said, man, that's a hot pair of knees.
Except for the Amish. I think they say that.
They're really more about ankles.
Oh.
Ankles
Yeah.
and calves mostly. If
Exactly.
you can see a knee, you're basically already married to her.
Exactly.
Fair.
If you see a knee, you got to go to the barn and take care of something, Jedediah.
God damn it.
Fucking figure it out.
Anyway,
Pitter patter.
Let's get at her.
play a little 5-on-1. Anyway, follow us on all of the social medias. We are at Cam Automag on a lot of them, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Listen to this podcast every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever fine podcasts and trash like this are peddled. If you are watching us, thank you. Hello. That means you're a patron or cool enough to get into the shenanigans group. If you want to support us, the best way to do it is on Patreon, patreon.com/camautomag. Any dollar amount is greatly appreciated. Seriously, we really, really do appreciate the money that you give us. It helps us do these sorts of things. Any dollar amount, like I said, is appreciated, but $5 will get you the best bang for your buck. It gets you into our super secret Facebook group where we do a whole lot of shit talking and random picture posts. I've been a fan of Simpsons Bort posting and unnecessary vehicle nose swaps.
Yes.
I've been a
Yes.
huge fan of your
Yes.
Simpsons post, dude.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm rewatching it, so it's like, I just saw that. Whoa.
The nose swaps need to die. We need to move on to some other
Hey,
No
trend.
swaps 2020.
Trent, go home.
He is
You're not
home.
welcome here.
I'm
He is home.
Good, stay there.
I'm gonna go find a no swap and send it to you, Trent. Hold on.
Do it.
I got.
Can
I
we
got
all
some,
do it?
I got some fire shit. Hold up.
Anyway, while that happens, you also get bonus content, access to the audio version of this podcast a day early, and sometimes I randomly will send you stuff. And, if you win a contest and you're a patron like AJ is, I already have your address, so it makes it a lot easier for me to send you things that you win. So, that's that. So, just help me help you. Patreon.com/CamAutomag. And, God, is anybody wearing any Cam stuff right now?
My hat's in my bag over there.
I can.
I got hustle energy. That's all I got right now.
Close.
I think my cam
Close.
hat's in the bedroom.
It's all right. My Cam hat and my Cam hoodie are in my van upstairs and outside, and I'm not going to go do that stuff. Anyway. Yeah. There it is.
Is that a Miata in the front of a
787.
787B?
787, yeah.
Excellent.
It's one of the better swaps I've seen.
You're welcome.
I don't care what anybody says. Those, brickish OBS truck nose swaps on things. Yeah, there it is.
No,
Those things,
this
too.
was a dick
Come on.
move, Zach.
Come
Like
on.
You don't like the Ford whatever?
No.
Yeah. On a
No.
yeah.
Some of those are amazing. Anyway, other amazing things include here the official Cam merchandise that you can get at CamAutoswag.com. We've got hats, T-shirts, backpacks, which I've been taking with me pretty much everywhere. Went up to the hospital with me. It's been going to work with me every day. It's pretty sweet. We've got the flip-flops. We got the shorts. All sorts
Flip
of stuff.
flops in stock.
I mean, yeah, everything is made to order, Gavin. Because
I'm gonna pull the trigger then. I
do it.
because I'm out of flip flops.
get the flip-flops, get the shorts. It's a fun look.
Hold up, BRB.
Yep. Anyway, all of that and more is available over at CamAutoswag.com, home for Cam Auto merch. And while you're out there, throw money around on the internet, head over to Steady Broke Clothing, steady.broke. On all the social media, steadybroke.com. They've been with us since day one. Help us help the people that have been helping us. And head over there, put a bunch of their awesome, affordable merchandise in your cart, and use coupon code CAMAUTO15 to save 15% on the whole order. Not just on a couple of things, not just a crop top, although it was 100 and something today. Crop top is definitely warranted. Yep. But no, on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams. Steady Broke Clothing. All right, I'm very excited to talk about this. It is.
Are you?
Oh, yes, it is going to be the first Twitch Thursday. We have moved Twitch Tuesday to Thursdays because apparently everybody with a sim setup is running something on Tuesday, so nobody was showing up to our deal. So we moved it to Thursday. Made it a little bit more accessible. Also made it a little bit better for you people out there listening, so you can join us instead of hearing about it in passing. We are still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do, but it's really looking like Rocket League might be the business because it is crossplay. It is very fun. Something we can do while drunk as hell or whatever.
I honestly might join this week. I have nothing planned.
Well, there
for
you
any of the
go.
days.
Well, there it is. Yeah, we'll get plenty of people going. And, that is on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CamAutoMike. I am probably going to be doing some more streaming on there outside of the Twitch Thursday thing because Extra Life, the charity fundraiser that we do in November, they are giving away a special edition D20 that I would really like to get my hands on. All I got to do is raise $75 in donations that go to Primary Children's Hospital and the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So, But yeah, twitch.tv/CamAutoMike. Watch us on Thursday, play Rocket League, maybe get drunk, definitely yell at people. Hear whatever comes out of Kit's mouth.
Oh,
My
God.
God in
Oh,
heaven.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then listen to us try to explain to poor Grandpa Brandon Kuhn how to run this modern technology.
Oh, yes. hear Joey play Rocket League while taking a shit. It's great. All right. Well, now we're at the fun section where we get to catch up with everybody. How is everybody doing? How's everybody been since last we spoke?
I just ordered some cam flip-flops just now, so I'm actually pretty hype.
Hell yes.
Oh boy.
Up. Trent.
I'm trying to get it.
He's trying to show that
Me?
your order
Come
has been
on.
received.
Yes.
Come
I
on,
need-
focus. Never mind.
There it is.
I need to go.
Okay.
I'm in El Paso for the month. My drive fucking sucked.
For the
See
month?
you guys next week.
He's in there for the
Oh.
month.
September 1st.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the per diem, though. Oh, the per diem.
Dude, soak it up, save it.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that lens, I'll probably acquire that lens on my way back.
It's $2,000, so keep that in mind.
You know,
Used.
just
I'll acquire it used.
Fair.
And
Just
I might be able to do more. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go get food, have fun
Okay.
with the podcast. I might hop in later.
okay. We will be here. Have fun, Zach. Bye.
Fuck
Love
off.
you.
Yeah.
Miss you.
bye.
Bye.
Okay. He's gone. Let's talk shit. No. Anyway. So yeah. What? Before I get into my shit, how's everybody been?
We bought a house.
Hell yeah.
Whoa! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big congrats.
I should
Yeah.
rephrase that. Amanda bought a house because
And you're
My
just
credit-
freeloading.
my credit score is well,
That's
it's only measurable by quantum mechanics.
That's a true shenaniganeer right there. That is the mark of a shenaniganeer.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's
Big
still
congrats.
It's still very awesome.
We're stoked. I finally have a garage now, so I can do shenaniganry and not have my complex get mad at me for having junk cars in the parking lot.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
You're pulling that train into Saab Station.
There it
All
is.
the sobs.
All right. Well, Gavin bought flip flops. AJ, his fiance, bought a house. And Trent, you do anything of note?
Did you buy anything?
Perhaps I don't know. Go somewhere and see some sights.
I did, and I did buy something too.
Oh shit!
I just got back from Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Went with the fam. It was fantastic. Gavin got too drunk and didn't get his Mount Canmore shirt to me.
Okay, but the fact that you don't have a Mount Canmore shirt, come on. That can't
gonna-
be on me.
Listen, I don't know.
I'm too self-conscious to wear a shirt with my face on it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but that's my problem, not
On
yours.
that bombshell, I'm going to bring my pizza out of the oven.
Okay, he's gonna go deal with that.
That's not even.
But then, yeah, I also bought a little
Look at him
RC
prance
rock
away.
crawler. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to hear about this RC rock.
Yeah,
crawl.
that
What
looks
brand is it?
awesome.
dude, that thing is sick. Like, I've been talking with our absentee dad because he has a course in his backyard, a rock crawling course for RC vehicles.
Oh, dude, if you ever want to come over and just like crawl around in front of my house, like you've seen what it looks like. There's plenty of fun stuff for you to crawl up and down.
I will be there as soon as we are done.
Okay, sounds good.
Which one did you get?
It is a
Like, who makes it?
Danchi Rock Ridge. It's made by Red Cat Racing,
Okay.
but it's basically their basic entry level thing. But I've been super impressed with it. Like, I mean, I've before this I was using a Walmart RC truck, so
So
to
the highest
see
of
this-
quality.
yes. So to
Um,
see this thing like actually flex and crawl up anything, like I'm bored in my yard already. I'm like, oh, it just climbs over anything. So,
Yeah, like the picture you posted is delightful. I love it.
yeah, I climbed up my little rock fountain thing, and it's like this is the toughest challenge I have in my yard. So
check out an Instagram page called Citizen RC.
I'm
He
going
does
there now.
he does a lot of stuff with like rock crawlers and like Baja trucks, and I think you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it won't be long before I end up with a Traxxas TRX4. That's what what's his name? Brandon keeps telling me that I need for crawling in terms of a good all-arounder. So we'll see how that goes.
Good deal.
Yeah, you guys talk. I'm going to be working on checking out this Instagram page now.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to. There it is. Got to inform some people. So I was not out at the NASA Utah 6 hour. So sorry everybody who was excited to hear my dulcet tones on the live stream, but I had some things happen.
You did.
Yep. Yeah, I just gotta tell. Hey, Chris, I know you're watching. Chance was actually out there shooting, and Stephen Jones, Jones Avenue Photography, Taco Gunner on Instagram, he was out there too, and I'm sure there were a couple of other people out there, but those two I know for sure. So I know Chance was out there because I made fun of his Beetle. So
How original, Mike.
listen, man, I got to beat this horse until like my shoulder no longer works. That's how it works.
And then you break your arm off and beat it with the other hand.
Damn right.
I mean, speaking of Beatles, Lee Keen was actually out there with air-powered racing.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Ooh,
Cool to see somebody like him out at a place like ours.
Hey, man. Like there was a lot of. I saw a lot of good stuff out like being posted on Instagram. So, like, I'm bummed I could not be there. It looked like it was really awesome this year, but you know, yeah, I had some things pop up. Namely, my mother, Saint Sandy. If you've ever been over here in the basement,
He is a saint.
yeah, if you've ever been in the basement for the podcast or really anything, you've met my mom. She is delightful. She is, everybody's Midwestern mom. Real sweet. Oh no, AJ's empty. Go pour yourself.
Hold on,
another
AJ. AJ, hold on. Let me help you out here.
one.
Oh, we're good.
I was about to say, are we gonna do some like mythical kitchen shit? Anyway.
More for me.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, my mom got Jesus Christ. Look at him go. Look at him go. Anyway, yeah, this past Wednesday, she actually got out of the hospital after she was up there for a grand total of 50 days. Gavin, what are you doing?
I just
you look so nervous.
How much I poured.
Well, it looks like you're going to have a fun podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, so my mom was up in the hospital for 50 days because before this, she was, having some trouble getting around, having some slight memory issues that we were kind of attributing to her just being 67 and, working at a grocery store for 20 years, just kind of figured, this thing happens. So she went, she was struggling with a real basic cognition test, the one a certain big wet fellow from New York really brags about passing with flying colors. Yeah, so they scheduled a blood draw and an MRI, and when she went and did the MRI, they said, hey, you really need to go to a better hospital than the one you're at right now.
That's always a good sign.
Yep.
That's not something you want to hear.
Not really. So after going from, I think, Jordan Valley or someplace at the south end of the valley to St. Mark's, she wound up at the University of Utah because the thing they found in her head was a tennis ball-sized meningioma. It is a non-cancerous tumor that, hey, I hate to do this, but yeah, your body's fucking terrifying, and this is the kind of thing that you might be growing right now, but you will never know until it gets big enough to actually start doing something like it did with my mom. So, yeah, a non-cancerous tumor the size of a tennis ball was growing in her head and pressing on her left frontal lobe, and yeah, they really needed to get it out of her head. So, did surgery, got it out. She had a stroke during the procedure, which, not of all the times to have a stroke when somebody is performing brain surgery, that's probably a really good time for it to happen because, it's just right there. Yeah, and she was up at the University Medical Center and in the Nelson Rehabilitation Hospital, and she got out on Wednesday. And the reason why I wasn't on last week is because her caseworker wanted me to go up there and spend 5 days from that prior Saturday to the day she got out, learning how to take care of her because your body will learn to work around a whole bunch of stuff. So her body had figured out how to work around this giant tennis ball pressing on her brain. Like she could still, like when the doctors saw her shuffle in after seeing the scan, they're like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like the fact that you are up and walking and talking and being normal is not typical for, this being in your head.
Well, I mean, bravo to your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being able to like carry on with that, like kudos.
Oh, yeah.
For
Oh,
real.
yeah. That is just really, and Trent can attest to this, that is really just kind of her. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, me and Trent have known each other for, the better part of 2 decades now, for better and worse.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I've been watching a lot of stuff that makes me feel really old. So, and if I'm going to feel weird about my age, I'm going to make the rest of you feel the same way. Anyway, so yeah, because this thing was pressing on the left side of her brain, that means her right side is not really, she can feel, but she can't like really move right now. So like her right arm is just kind of floppy, and same thing with her right leg. So, yeah, it's been a lot of like hands-on taking care of her. This wasn't one of those things where, oh, you just have the surgery and then, in a couple of weeks you're right as rain. No, in 3 months, we're going to see if some of the blood vessels that were crushed closed by this thing start to open. And then hopefully in a year, we're going to start to see some bigger improvements. So, yeah.
So is this a thing where where we know if she would have gained full control, basically, of like her right side?
Yeah, like if she, like once she starts moving, I mean, the way I've been trying to explain this to people is like with Robert Kubica, the F1 driver who is the reason F1 drivers cannot also moonlight as rally drivers, because he had that horrible wreck and almost cut off his right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically had to learn how to be left-handed. So that's really, like, best case scenario. My mom will be able to move her arm around and move her leg around, be kind of able to get around on her own. But, she's really going to have to learn how to be left-handed at 67 years old. So,
yeah, my parents and I have a family friend. He's a guy that would ski with my dad, like backcountry in France, and longtime family friend. And he had a really, really gnarly it wasn't wakeboarding. It was like some sort of parasailing accident in Washington. And it almost cut his arm off.
God damn.
And yeah, it was like down to the bone, like really, really bad. And this happened like 10 years ago, at least. And I should actually ask my parents how he's doing. But like he's wife, kids, he's an attorney, like younger guy than my folks. So he's like probably in his 40s now.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had that really gnarly accident about 10 years ago, and he has had to he learned how to shift everything to his other side. Like he had to relearn at the age of like 35 or some shit.
Damn.
So yeah, no, it's crazy. So
yeah,
that's my contribution to this. But sending happy thoughts to Casa del Chandler as always.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Everybody who has reached out, has asked me kind of what the hell is going on. I appreciate everybody sending the good vibes and, everybody willing to kind of help out in the ways that they can. Yeah, it's real kind of, it's real fucking weird. And it's really kind of fucked up that, my mom has 2 months of sick pay. So September, keep on the lookout for that GoFundMe page. So, I have some thoughts, but we really don't want to turn this into, an hour of Michael rails against anything and everything that people over the age of 55 hold dear. So
that's an entire podcast show in and of itself.
God,
we can do that afterwards, and we'll just post it as some like Patreon extra stuff.
there it is.
Hey, if you want to see Mike rant about stuff that makes 55-year-olds cringe, subscribe at that $5 level.
You want to see me pick a fight with your dad? I'm here.
Is that a $10 level? That seems like a 10 or 15.
Yeah, well, I think we can make it 10. There you go. $10 and up. You get to see me just straight up challenge everything the boomers love.
Just Mike with his tequila bottle.
oh, fuck, I'll just do this thing blind, stinking sober. Are you kidding me? I don't need liquid courage for this. I'm already angry enough to begin with. And I need to keep my wits about me. I'm not going to have some fucking old-timer okey doke me. No, not happening.
Okay,
I'm
sport.
honestly on my way there, Mike. I'm getting close.
Oh yeah. Man.
I have thoughts.
Yeah. Nothing. God, I got one thing, and then we'll wish some people a happy birthday. So I've been watching. I found this YouTube channel called Trash Theory, and he talks about like different musical things. Like he did a 2-part thing of like how pop punk kind of became, and then like what it kind of turned into after Dookie came out, the Green Day album. So it's really cool stuff. You know, I watched a thing about the Smiths and how Soon Is Now was actually a B-side that their old record label didn't like, and that's one of like their most iconic songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, I was just kind of going between two videos, and I saw a 2.5-minute ad from the Hoover Institute, named after Herbert Hoover, one of arguably not our greatest presidents of the 20th century. You know, go ahead and Google Hoovervilles, and look at what the man was like. It was either him or Woodrow Wilson before they became president, and then what they decided to do when they were president.
This sounds like a dollop episode.
It really could be. We could turn this thing into a low-rent dollop. Anyway, the whole video, I watched all 2 minutes of it, and it was talking about how a single-payer system is actually terrible, and it's going to kill us all, because guess what? You don't get access to the weird, brand-new, quasi-approved drugs that hit the U.S. markets before everywhere. I'm like, well, I mean, however much I like being in an open beta test with my health, call me fucking crazy. But anyway, enough of that. We got to wish some people a happy birthday. We've got happy birthday to Stepdaddy Barnes, Riley Thompson, Alex the Iron Man Wetman. Call him the Iron Man because he literally does Iron Man triathlons. Yep. Crazy Uncle Joe Sim, Blaze Potts, and the one and only Chance Hales. Happy birthday, everybody.
Merry
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Indeed. All right. Well, now we have some news that I actually contributed to.
You did.
Yeah.
I was gone most of the week, and so I was going to catch up today, and then, you know, as usual, things happen, and I became busy, and
Funny how life works that way.
yeah, all of a sudden there's some stuff in there, and I'm very proud of our dear leader contributing to his own podcast.
Yes. It's what I'm here for. Anyway, Trent, why don't you take us into this first story, because it was kind of there.
Yeah. So the one story I got in there before you jumped in is you just can't kill this Ram. So usually when a manufacturer comes out with a new body style, they keep the old one around because the tooling's all paid off and whatnot. Basically a cash grab. They'll keep it around for a year.
Oh, the classic edition or whatever.
Yeah, usually Chevy calls it classic or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Ram did that with their 1500. They came out with a new one in 2019, and they came out with it like in middle of the year, or like in January or something like that. So they're like, let's keep this one around through the model year, call it the classic, whatever. And because they didn't get a full model year out of the classic, they went another model year. And they're like, okay, let's get the full year out of this. Well, it turns out they're selling well enough. They're just going to keep it going. It's now going to have a third year, 13 years total since this model debuted, which you would think would be a lot, but then you've got Nissan, who keeps things around forever.
Hey,
I was going to say, the GTR's got the same body style since when?
The Frontier has been the same for 15 years.
Yeah, the Frontier's 2004, wasn't it?
05. We had
05.
My parents and I had 06, and that was the second year.
Debuted in 04 as an 05 model. So, I mean, like, it's way long in the tooth.
It's still a great truck. Don't ask me.
The last generation Taco before the new facelift was like how old?
That was like 12 or 13, I think. Justin and
Yeah.
I just had a conversation about this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a long-
but
it's
anyway,
still a long time.
13 years isn't that long compared to some of the competition, but still, they're sticking it in the lineup. Still, it's going to be the lowest priced Ram 1500, in the lineup, and so I've seen quite a few of them because they did just this minor change where they stuck like fender flares on it and made them black, and you see them all the time now. It's like they're selling probably just as well as their new model. So they're going to keep it around for a third model year. Who knows if it'll stick around for a fourth?
My parents had one and it was great.
Yeah, my brother and his fiance, they not a classic, but they did just pick up a fairly new-ish Ram that they've already slapped a bed top tent on. So
Ooh.
Nice.
I explained to him what overlanding is and how much fun it could possibly be. And then he said, well, this is our budget. I'm like, just go get a truck and a bed top tent. just do that. Because I'm like telling him all the fun stuff you could do, like big axles under a fucking Econoline and all that stuff. And he's just like, that sounds really cool. And I'm like, yeah, you're basically building the most badass RV you can in a tiny package. He's like, how much is that going to cost? I'm like, you got to ask.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong game. Just blindly pull the trigger, man.
Hey, AEV makes some good stuff for those Rams. So,
oh yeah, I will point him in that direction.
I mean, I still want a Series 79 Tacoma or Toyota just for that exact reason.
Oh yeah, I mean, real quick. So, the overlanding thing, because I sleep in my van, for like 2-day drift events or after the enduro, just because it fits a twin air mattress beautifully. But yeah, like it does a great job. I'm gonna have to get a roof box, to kind of clear up a bit more room in there, make it a bit more spacious. But yeah. So with my mom having to be in a wheelchair, like the van is the best option to get her around, but it is just slightly too tall for her to make the transition from the wheelchair into the backseat of the minivan easier. So Trent, I feel like you know where I'm going with this.
Coilovers?
Damn right.
Bag it?
Look,
Yes!
no
Yes.
bags. I'm not made of money. Are you kidding me?
That would be dope, though. That would be sick.
Oh, dude, I'm just like
Drop it on its nuts.
I was telling my coworker, I'm just like, I mean, okay, like the suspension's probably pretty tired, so it would just be a really good excuse to get in there and just like clean up some stuff, fix some things, whatever. But also, I mean, come on, it could use a little altitude adjustment. Now, if I could just figure out a way to justify the Ken style lip kit and the updated mirrors, I'd be set.
So would you be able to throw on a set of coilovers that were meant for like a Mazda 3 or a Mazda 6?
Not really. The rear suspension is a little different. It's closer.
Unique?
Yeah, it's closer to like a 3 hatchback.
Yeah.
But it's still a little different. But thankfully, a few different companies out there make coilovers for the Mazda 5, both generations
Hell
of
yeah.
it. Yep.
That's
So,
awesome.
yep. And I got new tires recently, and the guy I got them from, he said, "Oh, by the way, like you have some of your sway bar linkage, like that rattling that you hear, it's just those links being loose." So I'm like, "Oh, well, I mean, while I'm under there putting coilovers on,
May as well put a bigger sway bar.
yeah, bigger sway bar, better end links, all that stuff.
There you go.
Screw it."
Improve the ride for old mom.
Fall in love with
Damn
how
right.
the car drives. I think you're gonna re-fall in love with it after going through this.
I already enjoy how it drives to begin with. Like it is weird how much I enjoy like hucking this thing around.
So cut to 6 months from now, Mike's gonna be drifting the spaghetti bowl in the minivan, and he's gonna have the cup and the cup holder with the water, but it's gonna have a pair of dentures in it, like as he's doing the corner.
God damn. Where are we getting dentures from?
I don't know. Just the mental image worked for it because
Yeah. Oh no. I get what you're like. It would be hilarious, but Yeah, no, I just wanted to get that out there just because, the minivan's going to go from fun adventure mobile to, all right, I have to scratch this itch somehow, and I can't quite afford. I think probably the next car I get, next fun car, is however much I want the best Miata ever made. Trent knows what it is. He's got one in his garage.
You're gonna get a Deathmobile?
No, not a. No, I'm.
2000.
Yeah, an S2000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I have been eyeballing like Miatas pretty hard, just because I can make myself fit in them. So, whereas an S2000, I can just get in and I fit. I don't have to perform like a foamectomy on the seats or anything. So, but yeah, I have to scratch the itch somehow. So, coilovers on the Mazda 5.
There you go.
Yep. Anyway,
Mike's gonna be at the drift event drifting the minivan.
God, however much I want to do the front wheel drive drift thing, I will actually just wait and get something properly set up. See if
Do the cookie sheets under the rear wheels with the parking brake locked. You'll be fine.
Yes.
If Nenga still has a C5, I'll just give him like $2,000 because I know I have to replace all the piston rings on that fucking thing. It blows so much blue smoke, it's trying to get away in a B spy movie.
Da-na, da-na, da-na.
But like, you have to change it enough because it can't be James Bond. It has to be like Jim something or other. Just like
Pink Panther.
like legally inactionable super spy. That's what it is.
Jim Band.
There it is. Jim Band. Number 8. Anyway. So there are some wild Supra rumors going around, and they are taking place in the midst of a game of telephone.
Oh God.
So
Yes, I watched this volley back and forth.
this is ridiculous, but this is the world we live in because nothing is ever good enough for us because we are quote unquote purists and quote unquote enthusiasts.
We bitch and complain. is what
God
happens.
damn.
We bitch about things that don't need to be bitched about because nothing will ever be good enough because we actually like older cars and not newer cars.
Like,
so just go buy the older one.
Yeah, like just admit it. Or like, some of these newer cars, like, me and Trent had this discussion like years ago. You know what will blow the doors off of a stock S2000? A fucking Toyota Sienna.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of boring, like, shitmobiles out there that will destroy these hero cars that we love.
The new Camry is actually fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We live in a world with fast Camrys now.
We're almost like in Bizarro world now.
Right? And like,
some say we're there.
oh,
yeah.
We've been there for a minute. Been there for a little bit.
Like 3.5 years, yeah.
Hey.
I'm getting passed on the freeway by a year-old Kia. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting my doors blown off by just like every like shitty middle of the road CUV. I'm like, right. Technology.
Also, today was somehow just everyone is driving like an asshole day today. So like I drive a lot anyways. Like today I put on like 150 miles or so. But everyone, like I was doing speed limit 5 over maybe just in my work van.
Yeah.
I was getting just people in my rear view flying up on me and like barely avoiding me and just flying to the lane at like 30 mile an hour speed differential.
All right, I got it
all day.
All right, we're here. I got to talk about this. So, like, when you get off of 215 eastbound on the Union Park exit, like you keep going and then it gets to Fort Union and there's that dedicated right turn lane. Well, there was a Prius broken down kind of right in the middle of that right turn lane, but it was off to the side of the road. Some dude in a 7-year-old 1500 Ram with just some weird like shell thing on the back pulls a very illegal U-turn and then parks in one of the lanes, just puts his hazards on, and then gets out and starts pointing people around. And I'm right there, and he's looking at me, and he's just like, go around, dude. There's a fucking wall of cars. Dude, in a brand new drop-top Mustang. Like, I'm looking at him like, there's nowhere for me to go. Like, you can't just stop. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, he had one of those plates that has, like, the police badge with the black line through it, signifying I don't know fucking whatever. But it's like, dude, if you're a cop, you know you can't do this. If you're just some dude who fetishizes cops, you know you fucking can't do this. And it's just, he just keeps staring at me, just like, go around. I'm like, I can't fucking do this. What do you want me to do? Yeah, and he just like walks around and he's just looking at this Prius, trying to figure out what to do. Like he's going to fix this dumbass's Prius.
The rules still apply to you, dude. The rules still apply.
Like, you're not above this, especially if you're just wearing, like, fucking size 48 shorts and flip-flops. Nah. You're on my turf, my friend. You are squarely in my lane. We're doing this.
Like, where does that make sense? That's a sensible thing to do. Just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to block off a lane of traffic.
Yeah.
I'll go around.
Just some dude in a fucking brown Ram, single cab.
Yeah.
Like, what? On what universe is that okay?
Like, trying to be a good Samaritan.
Doing it wrong.
The path to hell is paved with good intentions, my friends. Just remember that. Just because you think you're doing good doesn't mean you're actually doing good.
And, like, I've also been on, like, road rallies where, like, we've done some pretty heinous shit. Like, and it's not like they were my events. I was asked to be a photographer for somebody else who happened to be on the rally. You know?
You were along for the ride.
Oh, I was absolutely along for the ride. And we completely blocked off an entire lane of the West Side Highway in New York City.
Oh, for the love of...
I mean, you're probably so smart about it.
Well, I mean, I couldn't do anything. I was just a photographer. I wasn't driving any cars on it at all.
Yeah.
And we just took 150 cars, took up the right lane, and then we all just proceeded to stop.
Ugh, that's great.
And it almost got really, really bad. And we took off before it happened, like before it got actually bad. And we were, paying for our mistakes.
Yeah,
for shame.
Best way to put it.
It happens.
For shame.
I know. And I hate that kind of shit. Like it's
like,
selfish. It's self-serving. It's complete bullshit. Like
there's no reason to make a nuisance of yourself like that.
No.
And it's one of those things like Gary King Jr., Uncle Gary on YouTube. You go find him every Wednesday. He does a rant. The last rant that I watched was about like the takeovers, those things. It's 7 minutes
1320.
of Uncle Gary just laying down the law, and it's great. Shout out to Uncle Gary. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, back to the news. God. Hey, Trent, remember how I said we could just turn this into a bitch fest?
Yeah, I was going to say, we should title this one, you know what really grinds my gears?
Seriously.
Okay, Andy Rooney.
And I mean, I'm not sober this time, so I can't drive the bus.
Don't worry.
Right there with you.
There it is.
Even if Mike was drinking, he's got enough rage in him to sober him right up.
This is my second beer. We're good. I'm still fine. I've got like 4 rock stars in the fridge if we really want to see me get rowdy.
Hell yeah.
I left work today and I said out loud, my kidneys hurt. Because I've been getting shit for sleep. And I had my coworker, she always runs off to the Maverick up the street to get herself something to eat because for whatever reason she does not remember to like feed herself before she leaves her house. Yeah. She remembers to feed her son though, so that's
good.
That is good. That is very exactly. But yeah, so she's like, do you want anything? Because I'm sitting there just dying. So I'm like, Rockstar, please. She brings me a Rockstar. I pound that and then I leave work today. I'm like, my kidneys hurt.
God. Their bonfire burritos though are fuego.
Oh, dude, like
they're not bad. Yeah.
The fact
I've
that
had to rely on those a number of times.
Oh yeah, like some gas station food you just don't want to deal with. Like when I worked at the conduit place with Joey, it was just a Chevron up the street. That was all that we had, and we were happy. Damn it. But yeah, a lot of that food there was fucking terrifying. Like you go to a Maverick, you go to a 7-Eleven, you're doing good. You're doing all right. There are worse places for you to spend $7.
Depends how long that hot dog has been on the rotisserie.
Give me the 2 buffalo chicken rollers, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have this fun game of telephone being played about some rumors about the new Supra.
Oh, that's what we were talking about?
Holy tangent, Batman!
Oh, don't worry. I remember you people complaining about these podcasts being like 3 hours long, and then we cut them in half. and then
Who's
we dropped
complaining
down
about
to
that?
1. People they weren't complaining because it was just like, oh, you idiots go on forever, which I really kind of secretly think they might have been. But it was really more like, I work, like my commute is like an hour each way, and I can't keep up with you guys. Like there's just not enough between you and the other stuff I listen to. I just can't do it. So, yeah. Anyway, so first I feel the need to say this. Best Car Magazine, which we are going to be talking about here a little bit more, they have claimed fairly recently that the A90 Supra only has a 5-year shelf life. So that's
BMW, so yeah.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Then, according to MagX, a Japanese car magazine translated by Car Buzz, they are saying that the Supra is actually going to be getting a manual transmission because Toyota is currently developing one to go behind that B58.
Oh,
So Toyota is actually developing it then. So that means it's not going to be the trash 6-speed that's in the M2.
Yes, although, so, you know how BMW is shoving the S58 in everything? And how the new M3 and M4, they're going to get a detuned version of it, but with a row-your-own option?
oh, is the Supra getting the same thing?
Well, the Supra chief engineer, according to Best Car, remember them, the 5-year shelf life people?
Yeah.
They are saying the chief engineer, Tetsuya Tada, mentioned that there was going to be a limited edition of the Supra coming down the road, and that would probably have the S58. So, there could be a limited edition powered by a more powerful turbo straight 6 that has a BMW roundel on there instead of a Toyota badge, or, hate all you want, people. Yamaha designed the 2J. So just remember that before you fucking complain about things.
I need you to answer one question. Is there or is there not HKS parts on the way?
Oh, HKS parts are always on the way, dude. Like, as soon as that thing hit the streets, I remember seeing Luke Huxham posting about I'm shooting a commercial for HKS about their current crop of A90 parts. And then it came out and it was just like, yes, glorious.
Because they just need to slap as many HKS stickers on that A90 Supra as they can to make all the Mark IV guys make the transition.
But also, the B58 can still take 1,000 horsepower. We know this already.
Yeah. Oh, well, don't worry. These manual transmission rumors get so much better because remember how there's also a 2-liter Supra running about that we are allegedly getting?
That needs a manual.
Yes,
we are getting
it could be.
Yeah.
And it could be getting one because the 2-liter European market Z4 is getting a manual.
Ooh.
You don't say.
BMW announced that fairly recently. I think in May they announced it. So
Snazzy.
So could the Turbo 6 be getting a manual? Who knows? Maybe it could be getting a whole new Turbo 6. Could the 2-liter Turbo Supra be getting one? Maybe. I don't know. Nobody fucking knows because these are rumors translated by people who just aggregate news. So just remember that, people. Just remember that.
It just
stop killing my hopes and dreams, would you?
I mean,
let me live in my delusion for just a bit longer.
You live in your delusion where, America doesn't get anything cool, yet we were the only market who got a manual transmission M5 because we complained enough.
The funny thing is, the more things that come out about, each upcoming A90, the more and more foolish the first people, the early adopters of the A90 are going to look. Because we already have the power update for the A91 edition Supra.
Yeah,
and we're going to be possibly getting a new turbo 6-cylinder with the option, maybe of a rotor.
Allegedly. Got to sprinkle allegedly on there.
Allegedly.
There it is. Yeah, yes,
I
Trent.
appreciate about you, Mike.
Yes. In some of these said articles, they talk about how Toyota's trying to keep interest in the Supra by coming out with new changes every year. So there's talk of them doing the manual transmission next year as a way to keep interest in the car, which is something that Honda never did with the S2000 and the NSX and just let it languish and die.
Yeah. Well,
they're smart to do this.
Yeah. So in that golden era of NSX, Supra, Skyline, for the rest of the world, Z32 for us.
Yeah.
Honda was just like, well, we nailed it the first time out. What more do you people want? But like Toyota and Nissan, they were just like, new for 97, this, you know?
Well, Nissan's done the same thing with the R35. They've had incremental updates ever since 2009.
Yeah, and that's always like, that's been their thing. Like, same thing with Toyota.
It's also
with
gotten
the
more
Supra.
expensive every time, too.
Well, I mean, that's an incremental change, you know?
Yeah, it is.
An upgrade, if you will, according to some people.
I mean, imagine buying a Nismo GTR for $200,000.
Forget
I mean,
that.
I've been hit by a car before, so I can only imagine it feels the same way.
I mean,
you could get used 720S for cheaper than that. Like,
you're not going to want that 720S. The 720Ss you want that are used are still the 210 or so, creeping up on 200. But yeah, I see your point.
So a Nismo plus tax.
I just want to flex on somebody, Gavin. Just let me flex.
Stunt on them hoes, son.
Damn right. Let my Instagram drip get so much better.
Respect the fucking drip, Karen.
I mean, Dodge did the same thing too, and everybody hated on them for doing that because, you know, they came out with the Hellcat.
Oh.
And then they came out with the Red Eye, and they came out with the wide body, and then they came out with the Demon. Like,
did people hate them for that?
Yeah.
Well, idiots.
They got all kinds of shit for that.
Oh, I never saw anything about that.
Oh,
I thought that was only like the wide body. Like the wide body was only an update or an upgrade for
like
the
me.
Hellcat stuff.
Yeah, like that stuff was happening when Dave was still on the podcast. By the way, shout out to Dave. He picked himself up another manual transmission Dodge pickup truck. Looks like a fun little runabout. Yeah,
looks bitchin'.
Yeah, but anyway, no, like Dave was still on the podcast when like all these Dodge things came out, and we're just like, but that's so tight though. Like you don't have to get the Demon to get the wide body now. Like it's, you know, they were just like, oh right, plebs buy our stuff too. So here's this, you know. But anyway, speaking of stuff for plebs, sort of, a new variant of the 992 911 has been spotted testing at the Nürburgring.
Oh, so speaking of bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of beetles.
I mean, is this a surprise to anybody?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this, what it probably is, and in all likelihood is the 911 GTS, which traditionally sits between the Carrera S and the bottom of the GT3 ladder, to give people, you know, who want to look down their nose at somebody who also owns a Porsche, you know, a company that will charge you $4,000 for a clock in the dash. You know, it gives them
back. Come on.
It establishes the hierarchy. It establishes the hierarchy for your $12,000 dash clock.
Charges you $5,000 to take the stereo out of the car.
Exactly.
And the AC.
Yeah.
You can option, and I've done this. You can option a base model Cayman, not Cayman S.
Base.
Yes, to $120,000.
What an age we live in.
And that's with no PTS. That's with no like.
How's that without
PVA
PTS?
stitching.
How's that possible?
That's with the selections you can make on the thing
Fuck off! I'm
configurator.
No,
All right,
no.
Gavin's going to do that. I'm going to tell you about the GTS and how, like, what it traditionally does and what this one has. So, like I said, the GTS sits between the Carrera S and the GT3, just like the bog standard GT3, not the RS, not any of the fun, cool stuff. You know, it's basically like you kind of slapped on a bunch of factory available options like the sport design bumper, the sports exhaust, the ceramic composite brakes. But also, what Porsche tends to do with the GTS is they're like, oh, well, we need to do something a little bit more than just slap some stuff on this. Who are we? BMW? Abso-fucking-lutely not. So they tune the engine a little bit more so than what you would get in a Carrera S, not as much as you would get in a GT3. So you get a power bump. It looks a little different, sounds a little different, stops a little different, but it's not that whole kind of otherworldly change that you would get from going from, you know, a Carrera or a Carrera S to a GT3. So that is where it lives. Currently, we have no idea when this thing is actually going to be debuted because we are still waiting on the GT3 and the GT3 Touring to be officially unveiled. So
Yeah, I kind of doubt a GT3 Touring is going to happen for 992. I'd be surprised if it was. There have been rumors on what the turbo looks like. Well, actually, the turbo's already come out.
Yeah.
There's been rumors of what the GT3 is going to look like. For me, from what I've seen in person, I've seen a 992 with the Aero kit, and I've also seen normal 992s. I actually seen normal 992s kind of running around now, like in Sugar House and in the avenues and
in the
stuff.
fun stuff. AJ, you have a question? Raising
can
your
I
hand
just-
so politely.
Can I just get a GT3 Panamera with a whale tail on the back, please?
Well, for it to be a GT3, it needs to be like homologated, right?
I mean,
Quote unquote homologated.
that's not what I asked, is it?
He said
I mean-
GT3.
Well,
in order
listen.
for it to fit that bill.
I just want.
GT3 is technically a formula, so if you can build the car to the formula, I mean,
We
you
do
can make
spec
it work.
Panamera, please. Who else would
Porsche
watch
doesn't
spec-
care about their
Just
purists
get the
anymore.
Turbo
They can
S
just do it.
hybrid and just call it a day.
Who else would watch spec Panamera?
I would
Um,
actually. That'd be
maybe-
fucking awesome.
I'm going to be doing some research and seeing what games the Panamera pops up in. So maybe people watching Twitch Thursday might get to see
Need for
some.
Speed, because
Okay.
Need for
Forza.
Speed owns the exclusive rights to Porsche, as far as I know. That's why
They're in Forza now. The Forza
Yeah.
Horizon.
That's right, because I think the contract
It
was
is.
up like
Yep.
last year.
It is.
So there we go. All right, we're gonna see if we can get some spec Panamera stuff happening here in the next little bit. But yeah. So
Wait, question.
yes,
Answer.
I'm speccing out my 718 Cayman. Should I get it in a heated multifunction sports steering wheel with mahogany or carbon fiber?
rich mahogany.
You always go for the most expensive option.
They're
which
the
in this
same.
case
They're the
is-
same.
they are.
They are. They're both
Well, Okay,
520
here's the
bucks.
thing. Here's the thing. If you go through those options, like I said, I've done this before.
I'm doing it right now.
I think the carbon fiber ends up speccing out more expensive in all the options. That is something I did do. I did all the interior in one thing, so I didn't do a mahogany steering wheel with the carbon
Well,
fiber.
so I'm
interior
adding a
package.
package.
So you could do it.
I'm adding a package. I'm gonna go carbon fiber because I'm a basic car bro.
Attaboy.
So that's $8,000, by the way.
Damn.
Holy shit! I'm already at 93. What the fuck?
You're not gonna
Nice.
make it to 120.
Oh, I will because
Oh no, he will.
I've only gone up to packages. I haven't done exterior shit.
Yeah, don't worry. He's got plenty of room to grow.
3,000, 3,600, 1,800. Yeah, no, I'm there.
No, I mean you're gonna go over before the end of it. You're not gonna be able to keep it at 120.
Oh no, I'm going.
Oh, no.
Like
You're
no
done,
bars hold.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of the Panamera, apparently they're dropping the turbo bit from it, but it's still going to be
Yeah.
a turbo. Trent, could
But
you
this-
explain this a little bit
This
better?
doesn't make
Why,
sense.
though?
So, yeah. So right now, if you want to just have your brain explode, right now they've got the Panamera and the Panamera 4, Panamera S, Panamera GTS, Panamera Turbo. Then there's the Panamera 4E Hybrid and the 4SE Hybrid and the Turbo SE Hybrid. And that's in the sedan or the Sport Turismo version. All those options are across the board. Well, for whatever reason, they wanted to simplify it and get rid of the turbo model and come out with a Turbo S model. But this is still below the Turbo SE hybrid model. So there's now going to be 2 Turbo S's and no turbo model, if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, it does because one of the Turbo S models has a hybrid, right?
Right, but why have a Turbo S model when there's no turbo model? Why not just make the turbo model more powerful?
This really sounds like Spinal Tap right now. Why can't you just make 10 louder? Well, this goes to 11.
What
That's
can you
exactly
get?
what this
Can you
is.
get a blacker black? Yeah, like it. No,
You do black.
it's just Porsche is really leaning into like the Spinal Tap thing, and I think someone there is just fucking with us.
I'm
just-
kind of okay with it though.
Yeah, but
this-
I mean, it does have 621 horsepower, so I mean,
Is
we're not.
Is that not enough for you? Is that?
well, the Turbo SE hybrid has 677, so
Yeah, just get
Apparently
that. Get
it's
that
not
Sport
enough.
Turismo, and then you have the perfect car. That's the perfect
it
car.
would be a
Or-
good all-around vehicle.
Or you could buy a house. Either or.
I mean, Porsche
You can't race a house, Mike. You can't race a house.
Hey, have you
you
Cut
looked
to
at
me trying to get a fucking Winnebago through HPDE.
Bentley Brooklyns.
Fuck. Silver Shadow. Spec
There you
Silver
go.
Shadow.
Just pointing people by in my like 94 like 2500 big block Suburban,
By the
Like
way,
the one that Dirt Every Day made.
or I just watched Roadkill today and they
Yes.
did either like just some ridiculous thing that I could sleep comfortably in.
So some consumer information. For an extra $7,400, you can get ceramic brakes on your Cayman.
Please continue to listen to this podcast for more consumer advice.
You can,
Every hour on the hour.
for $140, you can get an extended fuel range tank. It's 16.9 gallons.
That's worth it.
There it is.
Absolutely, it is. You kidding me?
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of other things that the 1% dream about, the dream of a Transit Connect pickup truck is one step closer to fruition.
Ooh.
Because there has been a camouflaged mule running about and people have taken pictures of it. Apparently, it is going to be called the Maverick. It is going to show up in the year of our Lord 2022 and cost you about $19,000.
There's also been tailgate stampings actually spotted at factories, and people have
There.
snuck pictures out of it.
Good Lord. Yeah, like this is... So everybody complaining is just like, oh, well, like, why can't we get a good small pickup truck? Keep complaining because this is not necessarily that. This is marketed towards people with a quote-unquote active lifestyle who I guess need some sort of small... Exactly, AJ. That is the right attitude. Marketing has ruined our lives. No, so basically think of like a Honda Element, but with like a bed instead of the cargo area.
So a
And-
Honda Ridgeline.
So it's that GMC
Well-
Envoy shape.
Somehow,
Oh.
so this bed, it could be as short as 31 inches or as long as about 49 inches. So, I mean, kind of a little bit smaller than, do you guys remember like the Explorer Sport Cross thingamajig?
Yes, the Sport
Yeah.
Track.
Yeah, the Sport
things are
Track. Yeah,
garbage.
so,
Yeah, those things are cool.
wow,
I like
left
them.
side of my
I don't know.
screen is divided on that one.
I always like them. I like small trucks. I don't know. Like,
Oh, I mean, yeah,
I
I
hate
like
step
the
sides.
Ranger,
I don't like
Sport
step
Track.
sides.
Can I be the tiebreaker here?
Go right ahead.
I kind of liked them.
I mean, I was not a fan.
I don't like step sides either, but for whatever reason, it worked on that thing.
It was
Those and those weird Toyotas.
it was a thing. I think.
Those Toyotas were awful. The Tundra step side. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So you mean I don't have to take a Sawzall to my Transit anymore?
Unfortunately, well, I mean, I'm not going to
how's
stop you.
that
If anything,
MV
I'm going to help
working
you.
for AJ? How's the MV working for you, AJ?
Oh, fucking shoot me.
How many miles are you at on that, by the way?
What, like mileage?
Yeah.
I think I do, depending on the day, because I've got like close range days and longer range days. Today was
Yeah.
one of my longer range days. I think I did something like 200 miles on it.
Okay. But, like, what
Yeah,
are
the
you at?
drive-
Like, how many miles are on the van?
When I first started driving it myself, because we'd had it for a while, I think it was at 40K and
Okay.
change, and now it's at 43.
Okay.
All
I
right.
just passed 134 in ours.
Yeah,
Damn.
ours is fairly new, so
Yeah.
All right, we are quickly running out of time. So, Trent, you feel okay kind of blowing through these last few stories real quick?
Sure. Toyota plans to have solid state batteries by 2025. They were going to show off prototype at the Toyota Tokyo Olympics.
Might as well be
But,
the Toyota Olympics. Fuck it.
Yeah, but that something happened that postponed those.
Hey,
Postponed the whole Olympics. But their goal is to have 90% of its original capacity after 30 years, which is pretty awesome. And in theory, it could charge from 0 to full in 15 minutes.
damn, that's
But,
pretty tight.
Yeah.
the mining process still causing more atmospheric pollution than all of the cars put together.
Don't worry, we're going to bring in a resource satellite, and then in about 40 or 50 years, somebody's going to drop it on Scotland. I've
Hey,
seen the anime. I know how it works.
And I don't care.
Don't worry, AJ. We'll have something on the news to distract us from that. All right. We'll
Yeah, of
hide
course.
that. We'll conveniently hide that truth.
Malibu
Anyway.
Stacy's new hat.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Ford Bronco reservations have topped 150,000. So apparently Ford picked a winner.
You don't say.
I mean,
A
they've only
third
been
of-
advertising it for the last 5 years.
Right. A third of the reservations come from current or former Wrangler owners. And there's one website reporting 230,000 reservations. Obviously, that doesn't mean it'll translate into sales, but still, that's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
And then Acura is, they announced the output of their TLX Type S from their 3-liter twin-turbo V6 that they're doing. It'll make 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. And they are going to celebrate this achievement by running the 4-cylinder version up Pikes Peak.
Why not?
Okay.
Sure.
They're going to run one all-wheel drive one and one front-wheel drive. And they're also going to bring an NSX. And then, Gavin, you threw this one in here, so jump in.
Oh, yeah. So there's been a Volvo P1800, the one from the 60s, that's been spotted in it's spotted completely in manufacturer camo wrap, and it doesn't make any sound. It's been rumored that because of Volvo and their involvement with Polestar, with the EV and hybrid manufacturer, that they are working on something. Yeah, it's their brand. That they are working on a 100% EV vehicle, and they're using a P1800 as a shell, but it's completely wrapped in the automotive manufacturer camo, that black and white with swirls and all that shit. I posted a link in the agenda there.
It looks very interesting and pretty cool. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally down for that.
All right. Well, guys, speaking of things that we're down for, race car beds.
What?
I mean,
Yes.
Come on. Who doesn't love race car beds? So I put the question out there because, when I was up at the hospital, I was sleeping on some weird couch that turned into a bed, not because something folded out, but because you'd hit a big gray button on one of the armrests and the backrest would pop up and then flop over and you would sleep on that. It was really uncomfortable, but it was better than trying to sleep on the hard plastic table thing in the middle of that couch. So I put it out there. I asked, would you sleep in a race car bed tonight as the adult or giant child that you actually are? So, as is tradition, we will go around the room. I will start first. I would say, hell yeah, because currently my bed is so tall I actually have to jump into it. So it would be nice to have something that I could just slide into and then get to dreamland a little bit faster. Because it's a race car. There we go. All right, Trent, you answer this question. I'm going to go hang myself in the background.
Dreamland
Please
in
don't.
style.
Please don't.
But
I'll miss
yes,
you.
absolutely, I would. I'm currently searching for a race car bed for my son.
Nice.
So I will definitely do it. I want to do this legit style where it's on a lift.
Yeah.
Specifically meant for it, so I can raise and lower his bed and perpetually put it on jack stands, as I am known to do with my project vehicles. So
Hey. Hey.
Just as long as they're not Pittsburgh.
hey, did we not talk about this? My Viper is currently sitting on 4 Pittsburgh jack stands, but I put 2 AC Delcos under there too, just in case those fail, and
There
then
it is.
also put some cinder blocks under the wheels so I only get hurt rather than die. So yeah. Anyway,
All
race
right.
car bed approved. I would do it.
All right.
I would. I can't.
You can't.
I can't.
That's where you draw the line for your dignity.
That might be it. Because
All
I'm
right.
not
See,
12.
Well, here's the thing. You're single. I'm married, so
It
it's
doesn't matter,
there's
I
no.
guess, for me, does it? Because nobody's fucking me anyway, so who gives a shit?
Oh,
I mean, how do you value yourself,
Yeah.
Gavin? How do you value yourself?
I mean,
it's the fact that I have to go to bed every night and then, upon going to bed, look at the race car bed and go, oh, no, I am still a child.
I mean, that kind of works in your favor though, because then you're not bringing a girl home anyway, so you don't have to make that explanation.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair, but I still have to look at it myself, and I'm at this point where I'm on the up and up right now, in my mental health, and I need to just keep that going.
Dude, if you don't get out of bed in the morning and turn around and look at your race car bed, you bought the wrong race car bed.
So
amazing.
Yes.
I changed my answer.
There it is.
I would like to change my answer.
I would like to change my answer. That was great. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. And I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you.
That's what
Nailed
I'm here for.
I'm looking right now. You can get a Batmobile. So
Hell yeah.
there's that.
Well, that changes everything.
Well, wait,
But
which
can you-
Batmobile?
But can you get a Chevy Chevette?
I'm sure you could
It's a
just
generic. I'm gonna say it's a generic Batmobile, kind of leaning towards the Keaton era.
Okay, that's not a bad
That's
one.
the better era for a bed, I would think.
Yeah, and I mean, AJ, I'm sure you could just find a Chevette and cut off everything above the window line, and I don't know, chuck
Pretty
a
much.
mattress in there.
I mean, did you guys
Easily.
see that Pinto I just shared recently?
Yes, that
Yeah.
was clean.
Yeah,
So clean. 40,000
Super clean.
miles. They wanted $9,000 for it, which is okay, come on.
that's a bit much. I mean, come on.
A little, just a bit.
Anyway, AJ, we're assuming you would sleep in a race car bed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, between Amanda and the dog, I get a strip of mattress anyway, so upgrade for me.
There you go. All right. Well, put this out to the people on Instagram. I know I got a couple of responses real quick. I'm going to jump there, go away from the clock, which is rapidly counting down.
While you're doing that, there's a Thomas the Train bed too, if you're into that. Is that
Little less.
too kiddie?
A bit.
I mean, I'm here for
Okay.
Thomas the Dank Engine, but will it blast DMX while I'm in it?
Or just the bass boosted version of the Thomas the Tank Engine theme.
There it is.
You just need me vaping in it.
Done.
There you go.
Let's see. Send Scoobs. Derek Sanders on Instagram says, "Nah, that's kid shit. I sleep in a real car."
I mean,
Can confirm.
Can confirm you're either living the best life or a sad life.
Yes.
Let's see. Vincent Meyer, by the way, shout out to him. He got his first win of his racing career this past weekend. He just said yes. So there it is. And then ASF Machine and Rigsby Racing had a fun little laughing face back and forth. So there we go. And
Wait, hold on. I am currently configuring my Cayman.
Oh, yes.
I've been doing it this entire time basically, and I'm on the last of the things just at the end, like the cleaning cloth and the care case or whatever, car care case.
the
And
Porsche Impulse buys.
So this is not good. Do we want to take any? Well, no, I won't take wagers. So I basically bought 2 for 1, but instead of 2 for 1, I literally just bought 2 Caymans and got 1.
Yeah.
Price for equipment is $67,610.
Jesus.
Yeah, $128,860 total price.
128. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I went hard in the paint, my guys. I'm gonna take a screen cap of this and put it in the group chat.
Yeah. Wow. You know what? So a couple years back, I was looking at something or other. Oh, I was looking at an S4 for my stepdad at Porsche Audi Orem back when it was in Orem.
Was it $128,000?
No, they did talk about how they had somebody who put a $500 deposit down on a $100,000 Boxster. It was spec'd out, this is back, in 2013. So basically all the options.
That probably has PTS in it.
And then they walked away from it.
Of course.
So they
Why
got
wouldn't they?
stuck with a car that they had really no meaningful deposit on. And
Interesting.
Yeah, so they said they changed their whole procedures after that. Understandably so.
That
I
makes
wonder
sense.
why.
I mean,
Makes
so
sense.
you know what you could get for 128 grand?
A lot.
I mean, you could literally get a used 991.2 GT3 with the stick for that.
You could almost get an E30 M3.
Damn.
No,
Damn.
that's terrible disappointment.
Let's get to some of our other responses from our people here who answered the question. Let's see. Jamal Taylor says, at least the front end of my favorite car on the foot of the bed. And Andrew Jolly says, my first thought was, how funny would Zack look in one of those? But yes, of course, the girlfriend wouldn't approve, though. So we're going to have to find some sort of race car bed for Zack, just because. And let's see. NASA Utah enthusiasts is the next place we're going to go. We got some good answers. Turns out the NASA folk are good, salt of the earth people who want to contribute, unlike you fucking losers in Utah Association of Euros.
We have a love-hate relationship with them.
Yeah, I hate them, and I don't know. I guess they love us. I don't know. Anyway, where is my post? Yeah. If you were watching the live stream, you saw my brother creep in.
Yes, I'd say hi to the boy for me.
Will do. I will definitely say hi to him. So, what he came down to tell me was occupational therapy came in, showed us a new way to kind of roll my mom from side to side. What we've been doing is just bending the knee opposite of the way we want her to roll, because it makes it a lot easier to get the hips lined up for her to roll over. Yeah, so she's just like, the occupational therapist was like, oh, well, if you just do this and you put the leg over here, it makes it a lot easier to roll. She put my mom's bad leg over her good leg. My mom was like, nah, this ain't it, Chief, and just kicked her leg off and put it down. So that's fun.
Nice.
That's always good. So, I don't care. Let's see. Matt Barker says, I would sleep in a race car bed, and of course it would be a Corrado, so even as a bed, it would be broken. Yep, for sure. Then let's see. Stephen Jones, yeah, but it's a fucking sweet bed, and he posted a clip from Grandma's Boy.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
And then Todd Green asks, what is this quote-unquote bed you are talking about? Many of us have slept in the back seat of our cars snuggled up with our compounds. That's a real race car bed. Well, when we were younger and before we got married anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and then I got some fun answers on my personal page. This is where people tend to come to get wild. Because I just, instead of putting it out there delicately, I just yell things like, race car bed, yes or no? And 28 comments later.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we've got Kit saying, dude, yes, do you know the amount of bullshittery I can do with that? Omar Vargas says, I've never slept in one. I would if it was comfy. Luke Dreyer says, for an upcoming road trip, I will be using an air mattress in the Tesla. Brent Cheney, Basement GP, he says, maybe I will convert my simulator to a bed. And he also says he thought about putting a rooftop tent on it. His simulator, by the way, is a recent Mini Cooper, I think a Mini Cooper S, that he cut up and put in his basement.
It's an R43, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Dude.
yeah.
We need to go, like, when we're allowed to and go see other people and stuff. We should totally do a cam night where we just go and play it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That'd be fucking rad.
Oh, yeah, and at some point, the other podcast that I do, Nerding for Beginners, Brent is going to come on there, and we're going to nerd out about Gundam and other stuff. So
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
that is one of the things that we do. And
Dope.
then, let's see. Joey says, genuinely speaking, I don't think I would. That being said, if I had the kind of money to commission a bed from Rolls-Royce, I would. I guess it's still a car bed if it isn't shaped like a car, but was made by the most luxurious car brand. No, it has to be shaped like a car, because that would be like saying I own a Ferrari because I have a Ferrari T-shirt, like an official Ferrari T-shirt.
Because you use Ferrari cologne.
Yeah.
And eat out of a Ferrari cereal bowl.
Yeah, like I own a Lamborghini because I have the Lamborghini chainsaw.
Okay, but also, like, imagine paying 30 G's for a bed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, come on. Like, you're looking at a dude who, like, I say, like, the thing I'm looking forward to the most, and also the most terrifying thing I could think of is if Dave Raleigh wins like a huge Powerball lottery. Because finally he will be able to get himself out from under all of this debt. But also, man, could you imagine like a $15 million home with like just acres and acres of like $300 shit boxes littering the yard?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is literally Dave Raleigh's brand. That is.
Yes. That is the most on-brand thing we could think of.
Yes.
Dave Raleigh's going to have a junkyard that Roadkill's going to show up to one day.
Yep.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then let's see. Alex
With Terror
Praisop.
Slayer.
Oh, seriously. Alex Praisop, why? So I can have another, quote, race car just sit there with no other purpose than for me to cry in? I'm good. And then Jake Bastion points out that Alex drove his Civic Coupe the other day. So he can't exactly cry. But Alex's Del Sol has not moved in quite a while. So,
I was going to say, we should go drive his Del Sol when it's like up and running again.
I'm so down. I think he gave me a ride in it. So like it's a nice little thing.
He and I had conversations like a year and a half, 2 years ago about doing a thing with that.
Dude.
But like that'd be a fun like track test. Like if we did like a track review of that car. Like, for a NASA day or something. That'd be really
fun.
rad. That'd be rad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think we could both review Scott Chamberlain's his 320.
I did for you.
Yeah,
I did already.
Yeah, you did. I actually got to drive it on the track, and I will say everything was fun except for the seat being, tiny.
So if everyone who's watching this live stream or is in the Patreon or whatever that's watching this, go to the Cam Automag YouTube channel and go watch the review that I did of it. I was so fucking hungover for that.
As one should be.
As you do.
God, it was bad, but all that audio was taken. I didn't have a mic at all. I just used the sound from the GoPro, and I just fucked with it in Premiere, and was able to make it work. And I made a straight pipe E36 work for audio, which was crazy. But yeah, go ahead and watch that, and go watch all the other shit that's on Cam Automag's YouTube channel.
We got all sorts of fun stuff on there, and I don't know, post a positive comment because there's a lot of comments on there, people just talking shit. You
can talk shit on me though. It's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's see. Chirp says, I'm in. I've even got an extra CB so I can talk to the other race cars. Brandon Kuhn, does a bed made for my actual Parts Miata account? Because if so, hell yes. That it does.
Miata's always the answer.
Yep. And then AJ has apparently slept in the trunk of his Challenger on more than one occasion, which it counts.
Is
actually
it that big?
Oh, yeah. So the trunk of the Challenger is big enough where if you're like on your side in the fetal position, you can sleep comfortably with the lid shut. But what I found out one night, because I was too drunk to drive home, but I didn't want to sleep in the house because they had cats. So I laid the back seats down because you can do that in the Challenger, and it's not just a porthole. It's like the actual...
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're short enough, I had to kind of go a little diagonal, but I could lay all the way out flat and have room. And so what I started doing after that was when I couldn't sleep, I would actually drive my car down to the beach and then back up to the beachfront parking and just leave the trunk open, and I would sleep in the back of the Challenger with the sound of the waves in the background and looking up at the stars.
Wow.
So
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you, Dodge. Very cool.
Good guy, Dodge. Always thinking ahead. All right. Yeah, if you've got an opinion about race car beds or sleeping in your own trunk or whatever, feel free to let us know. Mailbag at camautomag.com. Shoot us a message on any of the social medias. We're there. We check them. I check them. And, just let us know what you think about race car beds. And if you, as the current adult or giant child that you currently are, would sleep in one, let us know. All right, we're at the section about racing where it would have been real helpful if, the dude who cares about F1 a bit more than I do showed up. But no, he doesn't love us like that no more. So, real quick, the British Grand Prix, Formula One, we had that. It was at Silverstone. It was really hot a lot this weekend. Before the race even started, one of the Racing Point drivers, Sergio Perez, tested positive for COVID-19. So he is in a quarantine of either 7 or 10 days. So he might not be able to make it for next week's second Silverstone race. So there's that.
What,
So-
what did he get tested positive for?
COVID-19.
What is
The-
that?
The thing that's kind of ruining the world.
I haven't heard of it.
So it's a thing that
Hey,
probably
Trent,
all
go
of
fuck
us,
yourself.
it's a thing that probably all
There
of
it
us will
is.
survive, but we're going to come out the other side different. Shout
It's
out
a
to
thing
David.
that's
Shout out to
causing a
David
problem
Honey.
because of an election year.
Exactly. Shout out to David Honey from Boise Drift. He had it. He got over it. He cannot taste things anymore. That is one of the long-term side effects. That is a thing that you may or may not ever get back.
My
sense of
my
taste.
4-year-old sense of taste, like my
Yeah.
7-year-old's more adventurous in tasting than I am. That wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing.
Hey, then you could just finally start wolfing down some of the random stuff that I prepare.
That, and I could eat healthy stuff and be like, well, my stomach's full, so I'm good.
I'm sure you'd find a reason to complain. We all would. Anyway, so trying to figure out who to bring off the bench. Racing Point is a Mercedes customer team, so they could have brought up any number of Mercedes reserve drivers, but they brought up the one and only Nico Hulkenberg. He was run out of F1 last year, not because he wasn't good or talented or anything. It was just every seat was filled, and, that's kind of what happens. Somebody has to go by the wayside. So they brought him in. They brought him in Wednesday, had his seat fitted Wednesday night, had him in the simulator Thursday, and then had him out there for practice on Friday, where he said, I need a breather. My right ass cheek is kind of numb. There is a pressure point in there. Yep. Anyway, unfortunately, he did not get to start the race. The man who I believe has never actually podiumed in F1 despite qualifying on pole several times. He did not start the race, did not take part because there was some weird power unit issue that prevented Racing Point from even starting up his car. So really sucked. Really, really sucked because that Racing Point is actually quite a strong car, and that could have been the thing that got him on the podium at least. Let's see, in qualifying, Lewis spun out in Q2, caused a red flag, still managed to get the pole. And then during the race, we barely got a lap in before we had a safety car. Red Bull's Alex Albon tried to go for a rapidly closing gap on the inside of Kevin Magnussen, and then proceeded to punt Kevin Magnussen all the way across the gravel into the wall and ripped off one of Kevin Magnussen's wheels. So, safety car.
Ooh.
Yep, Albon got a 5-second penalty for his ambitious attempt. Then, let's see, was on officially lap 2 is when the safety car came out. 11 laps later, Daniel Kvyat for AlphaTauri, formerly Toro Rosso, was adjusting many of the knobs and dials on his steering wheel and hit one of the big red curbs outside of the red and white curbs going through the Superfast Maggots and Beckett's complex and went straight off. Thankfully, he hit the air barrier in front of the Armco, but his day was done, bringing out yet another safety car period in which everybody except Haas's Roman Grosjean came in to put on hard tires. Romain stuck out there on the mediums because, Haas is really just trying any damn thing to get their dog of a car into the points. Then let's see. Speaking of Romain, he was shown the black and white flag for driving standards because he was, quote-unquote, aggressively defending, but he was actually kind of moving several times in the braking zone, which is a huge no-no. You don't do that. And also Lance Stroll, the billionaire son, the billionaire owner of Racing Point, he was also shown the colorful laundry for, quote-unquote, aggressively defending. But nobody got a penalty for that. And then it was kind of a boring race, really. I mean, there were some interesting midfield battles, but nothing great. But then the last 2 laps, oh boy, the Mercedes were way out in front of everybody, like comically so. So much that Max Verstappen in 3rd place was telling his race engineer, hey man, you got to stay hydrated out there. Remember to drink. Like, But lap 51. Valtteri Bottas, puncture, not good, precipitously drops. Like he got a puncture on turn 1, so there's no way he can come back to the pit. He has to drive all the way around. Drops
Worst
from
place to
second.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, drops from second to, well, he winds up out of the points. Vettel defended against him those last couple laps brilliantly, and, old Seb got himself a point, the wily vet. Then, lap 52, not one, but two drivers suffered tire failures. Carlos Sainz about halfway through his lap, which dropped him from P4 to P14. So he went from getting a good score of points to absolutely nothing. But Lewis Hamilton, with his 30-some-odd second lead, going into turn one, left front goes. All three of the guys who had punctures, it was their left front tire. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so after Valtteri blew his tire, Red Bull called in Max Verstappen. They're like, we're kind of concerned about the tires, but also you get an extra point if you set the fastest race lap. So go get him, my child. So last lap, there's like a 35-second gap between Lewis and Max. And Lewis is just doing all that he can to get this car to the finish line. And Max is like, wait, who got a puncture? Lewis. Can we win this? If you get on with it. So Max is just driving like 3/4 of a qualifying lap at this point. Lewis is just dragging this car, kicking and screaming to the finish line, and it's just insane. Like the F1 YouTube channel, they have like the best radio of the weekend. The last clip is just of Lewis's engineer, like the last few turns, telling him like how close Max is getting. He's like 13 seconds to Max, 11 seconds to Max, 9 seconds, 7 seconds to Max, 5 seconds, and then Lewis crosses the finish line.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Wow.
He pulled off the Lightning McQueen move.
yes.
I was about to say that.
Yep,
Iron Speed for 2.
exactly. Max finishes in second, and he doesn't look at it as a victory thrown away. He just looks at it as a second place gained. So, and Charles Leclerc for Ferrari backs himself into a third place finish, baby. That's how you do it. So there we go. There was also a rain-soaked IMSA race up at Road America. I don't know who won. All I know is that there was a red flag session because, a lot of people just went like skating straight off, like Earl Bamber in the GTLM leading Porsche going into turn one. He just moved to the outside of an LMP2 car, and then you just see headlights, taillights, headlights, taillights. Hey, there's the car. He's making some weird moves, skittering across the gravel, and got himself beached on the outside of turn one. Yep. So
Wow.
there is that.
What a fucking roller coaster that is.
Right. Unfortunately, shenaniganeers, I think we're going to have to, I might record a little something where we talk about our longest hospital stays, because some of you people, you're just out there living. You're just out there living in a weird sort of way. But since the clock just stopped, I do want to get to maybe one or two of our shenanigans or some of our just random shenanigans stories. We've got a few. Let me read off the titles for you. Probably not an official peripheral. Pour one out for a true legend. I've been saying this for years. The greatest question of our time has been answered. This might be gilding the lily and clogging our arteries. Florida man! And fetch the Mountain Dew, for we have teabagging to do.
I think those last two.
Those last two?
Gold.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to start with Florida man. Dateline, a Florida turnpike. A man clinging to the hood of a semi-truck, bashing the windshield with his fists and head as it drives 9 miles along a Florida turnpike.
Oh, I saw the video for this.
Yep, it happened Saturday afternoon on the toll road in Palm Beach County. According to local reports, an unidentified man was driving on the freeway with a male passenger in a Toyota SUV when the man began acting strangely and stopped the vehicle on the exit ramp to Boynton Beach. He then exited the vehicle, walked along the highway, and then hopped the concrete divider in the median onto the northbound side of the turnpike. When traffic slowed, he jumped onto the hood of a semi-rig and began striking the windshield with his hands and his forehead. Oddly, the driver of the tractor-trailer just kept driving and did not stop. The video shows the driver yanking the wheel back and forth, trying to shake the dude from his truck. Because, it's what you do. And at one point, the man turns to a passing car, filming him, repeatedly screaming, "Call the police." The person who recorded the video said the man also used a metal object to break the windshield of the truck.
Wow.
Yeah, I would
Bullshit.
probably keep driving too. You don't want that person getting in your vehicle.
Lord, no.
I mean, them bath salts are something else.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, real quick, not to make this political, but I mean, with all of these truck drivers getting yanked out of their trucks and, like, beat to within an inch of their life on the side of the road, I would not stop my truck for that.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Like, I am not stopping. Like, if anything, I am trying to find something to scrape this dude off of my truck with.
Just window wipers.
Was he screaming about $2?
I don't know. About $3.50.
$2. I want my $2.
Anyway, and then the last one, Fetch the Mountain Dew, for we have teabagging to do. 343 Industries, they are the people who are making Halo now instead of Bungie. They keep doing fun little updates to the Halo Master Chief Collection, including what they have promised before the end of the year, crossplay for all of the games in the Master Chief Collection. So people who are PC Master Race, i.e. our friend Devin, who is trying to ride out God's wrath there in the Carolinas, he would be able to hop on and play some Halo with, I don't know, say me and Chris and Brandon Kuhn and whoever else has an Xbox. Gavin, if he wanted to relive some glory days.
Oh boy.
Of just running around in Halo, just like shooting people, hitting them with the shotgun or with the laser sword, and then teabagging everybody.
Well, didn't they remaster Halo 2?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't that just happen?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Get that.
Yep. So there we go. So, yeah, there's that. They are promising it by the end of the year. So there is that. And then real quick, I just want to get this off of here because, so Animal Crossing has been a huge thing. We were talking about the story entitled "Probably Not an Official Peripheral." So Animal Crossing is quite the hit of the pandemic, if you will, because it lets you do normal things like fish for whale sharks and collect bugs and trade them and get into a predatory housing loan. Stuff we all miss from before things. So.
Right.
A lot of people are finding ways around this, including a delightful person named Kyle Machulis, who has designed a way for sex toys to communicate with a Nintendo Switch and its haptic feedback capabilities, pairing everything together so that when an Animal Crossing character triggers that rumble by digging a hole or hitting something with a shovel, a butt plug will vibrate. So, makes that wholesome little game just a little bit better.
That is the Rumble Pack for adults.
Exactly. You can. Yep. So you can try this thing out. There is a link to their GitHub page, which I'm not going to link to. That's the last thing we need associated with this website.
If you have to ask.
Exactly. So there we go. All right, folks, that is some fun stories done. We had a good time. I'm glad to be back. I miss doing this. I enjoy doing this. It was great seeing my friends, talking with them, ranting about things, getting off the rails, as we do every week here on the Camcast.
Thank you, Mike.
Indeed.
You're welcome.
Is it even a Cam episode if we don't get off the rails at least once?
I mean, yeah, like we either got to get off the rails or one of us has to rage quit. That's how we know it was a good episode.
We've had both today.
Did somebody rage quit?
Well, I mean, Zack didn't rage quit, but he left.
Yeah. So I mean, that's.
But Trent didn't darken his screen for 30 seconds, so
30 seconds. He's done it for like 5 minutes before, and just left me and Zack to figure it out.
Fucking figure it out.
Which is.
Mike, do you sometimes feel that you're in a chain gang with a bunch of monkeys?
I mean, listen, I'm going to get shot into space with any group of idiots. I'm glad it's you guys. We
Glad
might
to be
burn
here,
up
Mike.
on re-entry, but damn it, we're gonna have fun. Anyway, AJ, Gavin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, as
course.
always.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure.
always a good time. Gavin, where can we find you and all of your fun stuff that you do?
Well, I'm honestly most active right now on my Instagram, so it's gp.media on the gram. I just this morning started posting about a Caprice Classic Donk
Hell yeah,
that I shot up in Ogden. There's actually a really interesting
Straight
story.
fire, by the way.
yeah,
Thank you.
boy.
Yeah, the post I had this morning was just the ass on the ground and nose in the air. It was fucking great. More photos coming from that shortly, and I have some others happening down the line with some other folks, so that'll be really fun to do. And but yeah, gp.media on Instagram. I don't need any more people on my Facebook. I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. No, let's just go away from that.
Yeah.
All right.
Buy my photos.
There it is. I don't know. AJ, you've been playing a lot of Destiny 2.
I have been. Find me on PSN. I'm also on Instagram, but I'm not very interesting. So
Nope.
Just another drummer.
There it is.
with underscores.
Yep. Off the wall 518 on PSN, right?
PSN, yeah. Come play Need for Speed, Destiny 2, Battlefield 4 if I'm in the mood.
There we go. Yeah. Trent's got his hustle energy thing, which shit, I need to actually talk to my dad because I need to see about the stuff that you dropped off, or so you say.
That was not dropped off because I'm waiting on one more thing, so it will be dropped off shortly.
But did you bring my Tupperware back?
I did.
Good. That's all. At this point, that's really all I care about. Really burning through it
Tupperware
right
has
now.
been returned after like 4 or 5 months.
Whatever. There's only a couple. Only a couple.
Yeah, it turns out there's this whole pandemic thing.
Right.
I don't know what it's about, but
It's just real weird. Anyway, let the people know where we can find the hustle on the social medias.
at hustle.energy on the Instagram, and then hustletheday.com is the website and the podcast and all that jazzy stuff. Product is in my hands. It will be out there soon. So
Huzzah.
That's exciting times. 3 years of work finally coming to fruition. So.
Shit, yeah.
Attaboy.
That's what we like hearing.
Congrats.
All right. Well,
Thank
yeah.
you.
There we go. Like to give shine to everybody who hops on here. Real quick, I did a thing yesterday. I'm going to start a food blog after talking about it for a very long time. It's called The Bowl is Too Small because the bowl is always too small when you're trying to pour shit into it. Currently, I'm just on Instagram at The Bowl is Too Small. I used to cook for my friends, these people that I'm staring at right now, but since they can't come over, I need somebody else's validation. So I can't get it from within my own home. Case in point, my dad picking pepperonis off of the pizza I made and flat out refusing to eat some other stuff that I have made. So here we are.
Already followed, by the way.
Yep, I saw that. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the 12. That's what I'm here for, baby. So that's going to be a thing that there's going to be more coming there, like actual video and actually a blog, instead of just a weird Instagram page that refers to a blog that doesn't actually exist. So, the bowl is too small. So there we go. Give me validation. Make me feel whole inside. Anyway, thank you, folks, for joining us on episode 276 of the Camcast. You can follow us on all of our social medias. We are at Cam Automag on the lot of them. We do fun, cheeky things, occasionally post stuff. I get rowdy on Twitter. I ask weird questions like, does anybody else in the world race the RCF GT3, or is it just an America thing? I'm asking the important questions, and if I can get some more time to watch Supermarket Sweep, boy, howdy, you can bet me and Chirp are going to be going back and forth on there. Because nothing brings people together like that bastion of capitalism. That's another rant for another episode. We'll get to that later. This podcast is available every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, any place where fine podcasts and dribble like this are peddled. Rate, review, subscribe. Seriously, the more ratings and reviews we get. 5 stars, by the way. You're not paying for this. some of you people are paying, but not specifically for this. You're paying for other things. But yeah, 5 stars is greatly appreciated. The more people who listen to this, who hear this, the more patrons and other things we will get. And that means the more fun shenaniganry we can get into. Because the most fun Mike that you can possibly have is one where he has all sorts of time to do stuff instead of having to go spend 9 hours in an office. So just think about what kind of shenaniganry can ensue if you give me time. So there we go. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is greatly appreciated. Seriously, if all you can afford is $1, we will gladly take it. We know times are tough. We're being led by morons who don't really give a shit about us. So, if you can spare $1, hell yeah. If you can spare like 180 or whatever the hell the maximum amount is per month, even better. I have questions, but whatever. Just not even going to bother asking them. We'll get to that shit later. But the best bang for your buck is $5. It gets you into the super secret Facebook group, gets you the audio version a day early, gets you a live stream of this podcast recording every Monday night. You get to see all of our lovely faces. You get to see my shitty basement. You get to see Trent's awesome background. If AJ's here, you get to see his kitchen. You get to see Gavin's apartment. You get to see Zack, for better or for worse. It's always with his... No matter what, whenever Zack is on the podcast, you either see his bed or him in a bed, I've noticed. So,
Trend, yeah.
Good point.
Get your shit together, Zack. Get your shit, put it in a bag, just get it together.
Does he
Take
need
it to
does he
the
need to
bar
get-
where you sell it. And...
Does he need to get it together, or do we need to get it together? Because I'm not going to lie, if I could just do this laying in my bed, I would.
Wait, hold up. I'm going to do the double chin thing. Hold up.
Okay, you do that. There it is.
Oh, you can't see mine anyway.
Nope.
You can't see
Sorry.
mine either, but hold up.
Yeah, okay, you guys keep doing that. Patreon.com/CamAutomag is where you go to support us. CamAutoswag.com is where you go to get your official Cam merch. If you're going anywhere else, it's bootleg stuff, and you shouldn't do that. And you should feel bad if you're buying it, exactly. Gavin's giving you the finger if you're doing that, and I'm going to hit you with a brick or try to slap you through a building. I've never tried it before, but I'm fairly confident I can get some sort of velocity going and just put you through 4 walls. Anyway, CamAutoswag.com, we've got hats, beanies, hoodies, T-shirts, long-sleeve T-shirts, shorts, flip-flops, backpacks, phone cases, which I am eagerly awaiting mine because I need my case. It's just boring right now. So, anyway, CamAutoswag.com. Get your official
Where are my
Cam
flip-flops,
merch.
Mike?
You just ordered them, Gavin.
Where are they?
See, this is the reason we don't have boxes of product in either of our basements, because somebody would send me that email and would be like, it's staying here. Either that or like, where's my flip-flop? I'm riding them horses. I'm coming to beat that ass with a flip-flop.
Okay.
I will whoop your ass with your own flip-flops.
As long as I get to see you.
There it is. Yes. They are not going to be riding them horses coming to beat your ass with a flip-flop. They are Steady Broke Clothing, our longtime sponsor. Shout out to Tommy. He is recording stuff that are not SoundCloud hits, unfortunately. But he is providing you with some high-quality, affordable merchandise over at steadybroke.com. While you're over there, use coupon code CAMAUTO15. Save 15% on your entire order. It's over at steadybroke.com. And, the day after this podcast releases, it is Thursday, the first Twitch Thursday, formerly Twitch Tuesday. But I got to keep the alliteration going, because that's just the kind of hack writer that I am. It's looking like we're going to be playing Rocket League. But, hey, man, if you've got some sort of input, feel free to let me know. Just, mailbag at camautomag.com, a comment below this post on whatever social media you see this on. Send us a DM, whatever. Let us know what game we should play. Trying to get more of you people involved. It's over on twitch.tv/camautomike. Gavin's getting warmed up. There it is. All right. There it is. Unless anybody's got anything. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, AJ. That is the correct face to make there, Trent. Anyway, for episode 276 of the Camcast, I've been Mike.
I guess I've been Trent. I forget. Colonel Eddie Dean's not here.
Yeah, it's weird.
All that rum just hit me.
Uh,
Well, I've been Gavin during the shit show.
there it is.
I have been a very intoxicated AJ.
There it is. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Miss you all.
We miss you too.